When we read Genesis 17, we see the name change of Abram to Abraham. Now, when we talk about names, we're talking about where you come from, the origin. We're talking about history. We're talking about character, personality. We're talking about the person's identity wrapped up in the name. Now, when we see Abram change to Abraham, you see God say, because you're going to be a father of many nations. So actually, he changed Abraham's identity to fit the promise of the future that God was promising Abraham. And so what we see now in the earth are people in an identity crisis, because they're trying to find their self in everything and or everyone. And what we're not doing is we're not discerning, or we're not knowing that God is trying to change our identity to who and what it is that he wants us to be. We are fighting him and we're calling him Satan, that, you know, the hardship in our lives is from Satan, and it's not. The hardship is the fact that you don't want to change your identity because you've wrapped yourself up in a name, or people have labeled you a name, and you've gone through that name for so many years, and you've built your identity based off of what people have said or what you want your name to mean. But we are actually in times where God is trying to change us. He's trying to change our identity to look more like him, to look more like Jesus. And if Jesus is a perfect person and we are aiming to be like Jesus, it means we have to go through a change to look like him. And the change is not good. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful. The change is going to be painful, but it's going to be worth it, because what happened with Abraham is that if he never had his name changed, it means that that his descendants wouldn't be blessed. His descendants would not be blessed. And so there is a change coming, but there's also going to be a sign of the change. Now, the sign of the change is the Holy Spirit. That was God's promise to us, and the Holy Spirit is our advocate. He will lead and guide us into all truth. So all you need is the Holy Spirit, and I believe that many of us need to marry the Holy Spirit again. It's time to marry the Holy Spirit and allow ourselves to be led by the Holy Spirit. You're changing. Don't fight the change. Go with the change.